Welcome back, adventurers. My name is Eli, the Game Master, and this is A Good Day to Die. Last we left off, the group had ventured into the graveyard to search for a magical flute for their new friend, who is setting them up with a meeting for his father, High Lord Mayor Hawthorne. Melkor had sent them to this graveyard where they had encountered a puzzle that they had to complete to safely pass into the sepulture of... what was his name? I have it written down. Merwin. Of the old King Merwin. They were unsuccessful in solving the riddle. A statue came alive. They did battle with the statue, opened up the coffin, and saw that a tunnel had been formed into the depths of the graveyard. Manzarek has been bolstered by a new discovery that an old friend may be nearby, and he is searching for him herewith, and we will pick it up there. So, as you all jump into this hole that had been dug into the coffin in the sepulture of the graveyard, the hole itself looks like it was dug by a small creature. This mechanically means that this is not only difficult terrain, you are all mechanically crawling, unless you are a small creature. So that means if you are a medium-sized creature, you are crawling, your speed is quartered. If you are a small creature, it is difficult terrain, your speed is halved. However, in the cramped area that you are in, you will be taking -4 on your attack and -4 to your AC. Also, we have always played before that you will be able to pass through friendly squares, but because the tunnel is so cramped, this is not the case this time. The order that you have ascended into this is the order that you are in now. And now that I'm looking at the group's lineup, I would like to remind everyone, you don't have to be this, but I think Shane or Ragnar was the last person to go in. I think everybody else had already went in before. He had to wait for his enlarged person to wear off so he could party in the tunnels. Where is Rihanna? Okay. He's facing the wrong way. Rihanna! He's backed into the tunnel now. He can't turn around. Oh, he's panicking. In Spanish, just like... He can't fly in the tunnels.
You can't fly, no. That kind of rap.
I imagine you standing on the edge of a cliff being like, "Go, Rihanna, be free." Oh.
It looked like he could have been done.
He didn't even flap. He's just like... Oh.
He don't want me to want him to stop.
Ooh. Anyway. So as you descend into this, I will remind you all that this graveyard is several hundred years old. That means the ground that you are descending into has been undisturbed for centuries, literally. It is moist, it is loamy, and it is cool as you begin to make your way into this tunnel. Now, everyone that's a medium-sized creature, you are unable to stand erect in this tunnel, even hunched over. Everyone that's medium-sized, you are kind of army crawling your way through this tunnel. Now, through the Cobalt Caverns, it was stone floors, stone walls, stone ceilings. It was a naturally formed tunnel system. This has been dug by something through just the ground. And periodically, you'll get to a place where soil has been dispersed, and you'll have to move it yourself. And as you do so, you feel the moist soil begin to kind of collate on your chest and kind of press into your armor as you're moving through. You feel it getting under your fingernails and in your hair as you begin, or lack thereof, as you make your, in the feathers of your raptor. It's a real problem, you know how it is. As you start making your way through this very narrow tunnel. And a new kind of mechanic is, it is pitch black down here. There is no ambient light at all. So if you do not have dark vision, you cannot see at all. As you are going down into this tunnel, You are just trusting that the companion ahead of you is there for you as you begin to move through it.
Do you guys have proof now?
I don't remember who has it.
Do it.
A former person had proof.
Yes. Sure. So any treasures that you can recall,
That's
him having, you may have now too.
Yeah.
Ragnar would probably need. Wouldn't you have one?
Huh?
Are you half orc or you?
No.
I thought you were half orc for first.
I assume it.
No, I'm just ugly. Thanks for bringing attention to it.
Hey, call him as I see him.
When we get out of here,
Point the horns and point your wings.
when we get
Go, Foos.
Move! I can't see it, so
You didn't see it.
yeah. Hey, you making fun of me back there?
You're in the back.
I will turn this tunnel around. Yeah, he can't see. So he doesn't know where you are.
I'm next to the button to shift this whole
I
thing.
was looking up something really important. Oh yeah.
Really important.
Alex.
Does he have a magic?
Tell me more. Tell me more.
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 The urge. I'm so disappointed. It's,
Yeah.
I caught that urge. It was low hanging fruit.
yes.
You know, we're proud of you. Finally,
The easiest
No, just at the urge.
The easiest stuff to pick, and you can't even wander it. That's why you're playing the paladin.
I don't get it.
You
I'm
don't
gonna sync this, and you're all gonna see it.
You can't-
What'd you get?
They saw that.
He missed.
Nope, it said didn't show up.
Definitely missed.
God.
Sucks.
Anyway,
That's it, guys. It's over.
just rip the cameras out of the wall. Anyway, people watching this are like, are they going to play? Or anyway, so as you begin making your way through this tunnel, is there anything any of you would like to do as you begin to descend down into this cold day?
Yes. Assuming that there may be trouble, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mage Armor.
Okay. Chanting and toning,
Yeah.
you press it. You press your hand to your chest, and for a moment, you all see this like soft glow of, and then it disappears as you see this kind of like silhouette of light appear over Perry.
Mage armor grants you armor usage. I can also give you a deflection bonus of 2 if you'd like.
For an hour. It's fine, just with that.
Okay. I would also like to cast Detect Magic.
On, you are magic.
It's more of just to see if I see any sort of
Your
magic-
personality more than.
Thanks. More of to see if there's any sort of magical auras.
Seems like a tunnel.
I cast Feather Step on myself. Which means it not affects by any difficulty or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trick. He's
So-
gliding through.
I will say, however, that doesn't allow you to pass through blocked
That's fine.
areas.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So if it ever opens up,
He's gone.
oh, I got you.
So,
So you and I are very uncomfortable right now.
Maybe you can cast.
Oh, it's fine. You
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that so I can cast on one of them when
Okay.
well, you can touch one of them.
There's a paladin in full armor in front of you.
You don't like him though, remember?
Military army crawling in full.
You just gaslight.
I think that thing.
Remember how you said how much you hated him?
Oh yeah.
Now that you mention it.
What was this door open?
Well, you're ahead of us, Harry. So
I lead the way.
Might have to old baby
I'm gonna cast it on Damon. So Damon, you are not affected by this difficult terrain.
So as your army crawling through there, you just kind of like lean over and you're like, you're what?
I thought I broke something.
Oh,
30 minutes.
all right.
Can I also cast Death Watch?
you might.
Because it allows me. I'm looking to see if it has to be a creature I see. No, if there's a creature in the area in front of me, I can immediately know their condition.
Okay.
So more life detection.
All right. Chant, come.
Move forward.
As you begin making your way through this tunnel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 out of 5, 6. 2. So, Damon, as you're making your way through this tunnel, there's... You have poof, Ragnar?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's next one.
And
Yeah, an ion stone.
purple, I think.
Do you have it activated?
I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm not sure. I think it's mine.
Glory's bad news. You put stuff
Okay, so Ragnar's in the back, the light's in the back. There are 2 people. You cannot see anything. As you begin moving through the tunnel, you feel dirt begin to fall on your face. And you kind of like, right? And you hear this noise as you feel more and more dirt fall on you. And then in like the briefest of moments, whenever Rayado and Manzarek shift, you see the light emitting from Ragnar in his ion stone that's floating above his head illuminate the area around you in very dim light. You see a small hole appear just above you, and you see a creature poke out like a tiny sentinel as it looks at you, and you see tiny beady eyes reflect in the light as it turns its head. And you hear this very, very faint squeak eke out. In that moment, you hear that scratching sound begin to emanate from all around all of you. As dirt begins to fall from the roof, and underneath you, you feel the ground begin to shift, as suddenly the area that you are cramped into begins to flood with rats. And I would like you all to roll for initiative. Nice.
Eli, we liked you.
We haven't even done anything yet. We haven't started. Who starts a conversation like this? Dr. Isaac.
It's an epidemic.
Well, yay! Damn it.
6.
Oh God. Damn it.
Ragnar.
Not good.
Oh yes.
Hey.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. I thought they were rats.
Been there. And Perry.
8.
You know, I was feeling really good about my
Nice. Yeah, you're gonna add the O.
Good, that makes up for my nat 1.
Had to like, I numbered the initiative to 25. I had to add 3 more points.
I was feeling real good about my 12. I rolled a 13. I was like, middle of the pack. No, I'm like second to last in the party. It's fine.
There's some things you're really good at.
So, with your dark vision, you see dirt begin to fall in clusters in front of you, and you hear that very faint screeching noise as they begin to pour out. And when I say pour out, it's not like 1 drops, 2 drop. It's like as soon as it opens up, they begin to flood the area that you're in. And when I say rats, I don't mean mice. I mean rats. They fill this area that you're in and begin to swarm over you. And first up on the initiative is Perry. This is not a surprise round because they have to tunnel to get to where you are, alerting you of their presence.
Will it be sort of swarm?
Yes.
Can I move? I will move so that there's at least 5 feet between me and whoever's behind me.
Okay.
Still in the swarm? Ish.
It's up to me. It's like that one door in the middle of the night.
I want to eat chips the other night while I was asleep, and I was like, I'll be really quiet. She looks at me, and I'm like, I guess I'm not hungry. I'm just gonna stay here and starve. It's fine.
That makes me feel good.
Oh boy.
Oh, gee willikers, mister.
If I didn't know any better, I feel like hearing haste in them.
It's the swarm is behind you.
Yes. So it's as if they flooded past you to coalesce together in the center of your group on your pallet because I rolled it.
Because you said so.
If it is, I think.
The lump, I don't think that would have
Quick, light me on fire.
My hero.
I can take it.
If only you could do that yourself.
Hey, Max. Jim? Yeah. Please and thank you.
Hey, Max.
Oh, yeah.
And then, and I,
Sleep doesn't affect swarms.
You don't know that.
I roll a spellcraft.
Actually, roll knowledge.
I guess that'd be
This would be nature 101.
dungeon.
Oh.
Hearing.
Nature.
Hearing.
They're not aberrations. Ooh, it's cold.
I don't know, you told us the size of these things.
This is knowledge the planes because these things came from hell.
Or New York.
Same thing.
Yeah, according to Hank Williams Jr., it is the same thing.
We raise turtles in the sewers. Some jokes stick, some don't. You know.
it was one rat, not many.
You don't know what kind of progeny Splinter had.
You're right, I don't.
Oh,
But everything that I saw
there's
was
a
right
storyline that needs to be pursued.
He had Payday Las Vegas was constantly a new James Leonard.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm going to cast a ghost sound behind the platform to create sounds of large cats. Like literally this.
Okay.
Like a swarm of cats.
All right.
Sound.
Roll me a bluff check.
We're about to get my tools.
I mean, it's sick.
Goodness gracious.
Nice. It's almost.
I'm trying to go hard.
You did that behind you? Or behind the group?
The group, yeah. Like
You
behind.
have to be in sight and sound? Or do you have to be in sight of where you the area that you cast? Because I believe that's a thing.
Can you not see behind the picture?
No.
I can't see. Like
Behind the
right-
other 4 or 5 people?
Well, like
Slash
just
one.
a point, like on the wall.
I think you have to be able to see the area.
I don't know why.
Behind 5
You
people
got
in a
steel
narrow
tile behind you.
It is so cramped you can't pass each other. I'm gonna say no. Especially like imagine if the 5 of us were in a tunnel and then rats started swarming in, we'd be freaking out. I don't think you could see past us.
Yeah, just wait until it's my turn. I've got a monologue prepared.
Weird thoughts freaking out.
It's like 35 A's followed by GA.
So it's close range, 25 for 2 levels. Allows you to create a volume of sound that rises and proceeds, approaches, or remains at a fixed place. You choose what type of sound ghost sound creates when casting it, not their actual change the sound basic characters. The volume will be at the volume of 8.
Unobstructed path to the target of a spell.
It is very interesting.
Oh yeah. It's obstructed by several hundred living creatures right now.
Then I'll put it between me and Doc.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you begin to kind of like stand up the best you can, almost like on all fours as you forward. You chant in tone and you kind of like roll pointing behind you. The tunnel suddenly fills with the sound of cats mewing and screeching out. And you hear the squeaks of these rats becoming more and more frantic. So at first it was a swarm of rats that were just wanting to eat you. Now it's a swarm of trapped rats that think that there are cats in this tunnel that are swarming around you.
I did good.
It's like
Putting it
Harry
in a
just-
pot.
I'm
Putting a
proud
pot.
of me. I did a good job.
I've seen Tom and Jerry enough times to know this will definitely work.
It's just him screaming.
Do you take any other actions?
That's me.
Manzarek.
Okay, real quick. Don't injure me. Well, either of you. Whoever was in that fight with the last thing, were you injured?
I'm at 4/5 of my health.
I'm at less than that.
Well, such and such.
Just wanted to know. No reason.
It was getting away what I was going to do, and I didn't listen. So,
Such is life.
I'm going to cast Stone Call, which makes the sky rain pebbles and gravel on everyone. No save. No nothing.
I wanted to say
We all take 9 points of damage plus the swarm. Everything in 40-foot radius of me takes
What's the name of the spell?
Stone Call.
the sky opens up. We're underground.
A rain of dirt, gravel, and small pebbles fills the area, dealing 2d6 points of bludgeoning damage to every creature in the area. This damage only occurs once when the spell is cast. For the remaining duration of the spell, this debris covers the ground, making the entire area difficult terrain.
So
Doesn't matter. Centered where?
On me.
It's doubly difficult.
Oh, lordy.
40 feet in every direction, 20 feet from me. High.
I don't think it's at all, so
Man, it doesn't
don't worry
matter.
about that part.
So we're all buried.
Very
No.
nice. This is how that.
That's
That's
how we
yeah.
die.
It just makes it difficult terrain. You're immune to that difficult terrain.
What level are you?
30.
Just makes it difficult terrain.
Yeah.
So for 3 rounds.
No.
Oh gosh.
But it was already difficult terrain anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now it's impossible for me.
Nuts.
It's not vegan. You wasn't here for that, sorry.
No, but I can understand the joke.
It wasn't
Still did.
Anyway. 10, 15, 20, 25. So about here is where it ends. So I'm gonna mark that.
Could be,
So we all take 9 points.
You were up diagonally. Fire feet.
9 points.
Yeah, but it's not affecting anything here because it's solid rock. So I just kind of
You said 40 here.
Okay.
A squared B.
No.
I mean,
We just bludgeon our magic users to death.
It's better than them throwing fireballs going through.
it wasn't 30, but yeah, no.
I feel like these rats are going to do more damage than that.
Are the rats still alive?
You do more damage than that.
Yeah, I hope I kill them. If I didn't kill them, that would be really bad.
How much damage did you do again?
They
Nine.
They took 9 points.
Imagine that.
Cool.
What?
No save, you said.
Okay.
Bludgeoning damage, you said.
Every creature knows what it makes.
Yeah.
And it's AoE damage, which usually does more damage.
But you don't.
I do. I do doesn't.
So you chant in tone, and suddenly rocks begin to pummel down on all of you. So everyone in the tunnel so far suddenly feels rocks begin to hit them, seemingly appearing out of nowhere, making the ground beneath you even more difficult to crawl in, theatrically and mechanically. And the rats begin to panic further, squirming and rolling over each of you. And do you take any other actions?
I did my best.
Oh,
Don't
because
look at me like that.
Rayado can't get to the swarm, can he?
Rihanna can't do shit.
And so the rats are going to panic now.
They don't have the high ground anymore, though.
So start panicking, Anakin. I don't have a plan.
So this is coming at you, Manzarek.
Thank God.
You take a single point of damage.
Oh no!
This is coming at you, Damon. You take 5 points of damage. And this is coming at you, Dr. Isaac. Splitting the road with 3 points of damage.
Might say this is panic at the best
I would like everyone that took damage just then to roll me a fortitude save.
I hope you fail that.
I am made of.
Okay.
Watch it be like 1 point.
24.
You were fine.
You have the plague.
Well,
Well, you were fine. I will need you all to roll me yet another fortitude save. So none of you are nauseated.
16.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You were fine. And none of you are diseased. So, but any further than you would have been. So the rats, as they begin to champ, squirm, and bite at you, ripping into every part of you that they can reach, the chinks of your armor, your bare hands lurching at your face. As these rocks begin to pummel down, you hear the rats squeak out in a panic as they retreat back through the holes from whence they came. And they to run away from both the cat noises and the raining rocks in the tunnel.
Remember the phrase and everything you hear yourself say?
oh, you'll hear it more. I like this though.
So because you're technically not out of combat, I am going to allow everyone to act as if you are. I'm going to let everyone take an action, but I'll let you do it out of turn because I don't want you being like, well, I can't move because he's in front of me. I want you all to be able to move as a unit and do things. So, that being said, I'll let each of you take actions up until something happens.
So
One action at a time.
gold tattoo's gonna pulse. I'm on 4, by the way,
Ooh wee.
because I took a sword hit, then got hit by rocks, then got hit by rocks. Everyone heals for 6.
Is everybody in that range?
That's 20 radius.
Yeah, you're the closest. I mean, you are, yeah, you're 10 feet.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Assuming
The rats are
that's-
fine.
Yeah,
Because a burst doesn't chase things around corners.
That's what it's doing.
As itself. It is written. And then can I move 5 feet forward?
Yes.
Group, can we move forward until we get to the cross?
So, does anybody else want to do anything as you begin to progress?
We don't apologize or win.
Individually.
And
Can you
anybody,
dispel it? Because it lasts for 3 rounds.
it doesn't change how difficult the training is.
Does it not continue to pelt
No,
things?
no.
Oh, it just does. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hit
I was like, old
No.
cotton, let's see if that works.
all of them.
I know.
No, just hurts us once.
On my turn, can I kind of combat maneuver, push everybody in front of me forward more?
I think that was the thing that was still in combat. Positives.
Yeah.
Ho ho.
I'm not typically good at technology, but I am learning the map pretty well.
That's true. He's not.
So we're gonna continue on to the crossway instead until something else happens.
I have no defense. So you begin to move, crawling through this tunnel bit by bit. Do you keep your 5-foot distance from the group?
Not like good job.
Okay. As you begin making your way down this tunnel in single file in a very cramped situation, does anybody want to talk about what just happened, or we go?
I am gonna pulse again because I'm not looking so good. Ragnar, how are you looking?
Yeah.
Half?
Three,
No.
2.
5.
Oh.
On 2d6 though, it's like, could be better.
Always better.
So the gold chain emanates a little bit of light, and then suddenly there is this burst that floods the tunnel and washes over all of you as you all get a strong sense of,
So we are just following this path, hoping to find the magical food, right?
Ideally, are there any tracks or anything?
Oh yeah, it's a thing we can check for us.
if you can see.
Maybe.
Only a survival check.
It's a thing I know.
This is a tunnel.
Oh, thanks.
I'm going to roll this being in the back.
Yeah, season 3.
24.
Like 5 creatures pass through here before you. You believe one of them is avian? Wait, no, dinosaur.
Because there is a difference. I mean, several thousand
3 and
years
4
back.
toes.
It's 24, you said?
Yes.
You, as your companions are moving ahead of you, the ground beneath you is too loamy for so many people to have trotted over it already for you to find any real kind of evidence. When you look at the walls, however, you do see claw marks. This was a tunnel dug with hands, natural ability to move and make their way through this tunnel. If you were to put your hand up to these claw marks, though, they're smaller than yours by a significant amount, but much too big to be any one of these rodents that just previously attacked you. This was a creature maybe a little bigger than Manzarek had made their way through these tunnels, or had created these tunnels.
Yeah. I feel like it's a mole.
Druid logic and druid magic. I was guessing.
Or a rat folk that has the alternate trait to be able to dig natural tunnels.
We're just throwing out ideas here.
Definitely
Like
not
a
bad.
I drew it.
I did state that this looks like this was dug out by something that was bigger than what we just dealt with. Or rather,
How do you see?
those small. I have the thing with the lights above the head and the poof. And
Also, it circles your head, so I have this image that it's like going.
Like a pond.
Like, it's just like bouncing around this tunnel trying to make its ears, but it can't. He looks like a sim character who's just like spinning above his head. It's called
I'm the
Sim, right?
player here.
It's called Sim, right? I never played it.
Yes.
It's Sim? Is it Sim? He's a Sim. His name's Sim.
What's the name for it?
A nymph.
The cursor.
I don't know.
Any,
I thought you said no.
Oh.
Alright, I roll a dungeoneering to try to figure out where the treasure
I rolled to break the fourth wall.
I rolled my
is.
gun.
To determine like the most traveled path, I guess.
Just straight no.
Shooting. You wasted that. That's a good roll. 20.
As you begin making your way down these tunnels, you see that they veer off in 2 different directions. It Y's out. As you look down one of these tunnels with a 28, you see that there is tracks going back and forth down this tunnel. You see the same kind of claw marks that I had described to him previously, but because the ground had not been trodden, you being in the front, taking point, you also see tracks of feet that correlate with a kind of like a bipedal creature with something that puts the weight on the balls of its feet and its toes. And you also see the tracks of what looked to be a massive rat that may have been following whatever had dug this tunnel. You see that the tracks ahead of you to the left continue in a singular path, as if whatever dug this tunnel only came this direction. But when it went to the right, it seems that the same pair had went back and forth over and over down this tunnel.
So the right is much more heavy than the trunk.
Correct.
So we turn to the right. This seems more heavily trafficked.
Lead on, you're ahead of us.
I go to the right.
I purposely told
Just
you
sitting
to
here,
go
just-
before my moves.
It's not like I can say so.
Actually, I guess at that point it'd be a tip of my wing. They're already broken.
So, as you begin, as you mention that, Perry turns to look at all of you and he says, "I suggest we go to the right." About that time, the mewing stops, and you all begin to hear the screeching noise begin to emit from the wall again. As these creatures, once deterred by falling rocks and false mews of cats, rush the tunnel once again. So no sooner than you say, "We need to go to the," and you stop as they begin to flood the tunnel. I am going to, for convenience sake, keep the initiative count, and we will start top of the initiative with Perry.
If I move 5 feet out, is the swarm in that area, or is he gonna be 10 feet away from me?
Who? Him?
Yes.
If you take a 5 foot, if you move 5 feet, he will be 10 feet from.
But the swarm will still only be 5 feet.
Correct.
I do that.
You leave.
And then
You are in the cross section.
I use a lightning flash.
Use lightning bolt
Flash.
in a straight line
Yeah.
Flash.
towards your companion.
Yes.
Good news, the rats are dead. Better news, this is the Perry show now.
Taking a lesson from our patrons there.
Nobody does more damage to us than us.
You wouldn't kill me? I kill me.
Oh, rats! That'll teach them.
Okay.
I'm gonna this one up and smoke.
They're concept more or less like how one of them is they set themselves on fire and do more damage as they're on fire.
So I'll be doing 5 points of electricity damage
Yeah.
to a creature within 5 feet of me.
He reloads faster and does more damage.
Oh, so you're not hitting anyone but the rats. Okay.
Not
So you turn around and it's called lightning flash.
Lightning flash.
You turn around, chanting and toning. As soon as these things begin to pour out of the wall, you're like, nope, 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 and you do like a little scoop back. You point your hand out. Electricity arcs from your fingertips as you all smell ozone and you see these crackles of electricity. And in a sudden burst and a loud pop that echoes through the tunnel, you see several rats roll over in place and begin to writhe in death throes. You said, how much damage? 5 points?
And I don't know if they can be. Yeah.
Razzle dazzle?
Oh, they do get reflex too, sorry.
Do they?
They have.
Oh man, rats are made out of reflex. 24.
They. Look at the name. Reflex.
I said usually.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'll start with this one. And then they're not done. There's no chance.
There are still several rats that turn over in death throes and jolt with electricity, but you just see the mass of them begin to screech and swarm because you hit just the outer edge of them. Without hitting like the main or center point, they seem wholly unaffected.
Well, this is area damage.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
They still get the reflex. So, yeah. Do you take any other actions? Right. Menzeric.
I swear.
More rocks! More rocks.
That has to be the verbal to that spell.
You summon an earth elemental and you're like, okay, he's like, rock.
My name's actually Boulder, but I appreciate the intent.
The boulder is no longer completed.
You're going to be crushed.
I'm gonna draw out my
Sword?
sword.
Get on the ground.
Start crawling my way over this.
Everett's.
That
Which
is.
is not gonna be
Anything.
You are
I know this.
so you get up behind Damon and like tiny scimitar in hand, you just kind of push against his human buttocks with your sticky little hand. You're like, get him, Damon! You taking that?
That's gonna happen.
Wonderful.
Can I get some sort of morale bonus?
Guess what? Rats! The rats are going to actually shift in place. Because... Wait.
No.
Yeah, sorry.
And,
But why?
The swarm begins to rush because it was an electric burst, and they're not all about that. The rats begin to run away from that sudden pop and electrical jolt as they flood into the mass of the group. This first one, coming at Dr. Isaac, 4 points of damage.
I'm rolling the con saving. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is the thing. Next one, coming at Dave. A single point of damage. Woo! And the next one, Manzarek, with 2 points of damage. I will need a fortitude save from the group.
First one's a 17.
You good?
13.
You good?
18 on the die.
You good?
What, 19?
15 on the die.
You're still good.
The second one's a nat 1.
Delicious.
21.
What am I?
Nat 20. Can I save him from? Can I reflex for him?
So, like, the fleas from the bubonic plague begin to jump on him, and you're like, I don't think so, not today. like an ape grooming someone, you're like, I'm not today. Not on my watch.
Oh,
No, not
dang it.
I missed his
That was very facetious of you.
Well, you know,
And no one can argue that, even if they wanted to.
Yeah, well, you know. I'm sure there would be
What
something.
conditions do I get, or is it just an effect that
I
happens?
feel like you're covered in brains. Anyway. Ragnar.
I do not.
Okay. Isaac. I think we put a different music over what you guys can see, but for that there was like a crescendo.
I'll purposely like increase the volume. I'll turn the healing in. One back and heal, medicine check on myself, see if there's something going on there.
Yes, you may.
I will also move 5 feet towards Mary in this room. He would make me
Some distance from that nonsense.
yes, sir. Hill of Stupid, 20.
Gracious.
He's going.
So you know that typically rodents and vermin like this will carry something called filth fever. Filth fever has a 3-day incubation process that will sit in. And don't worry, I have your character marked. And over time will stiffen the joints and overall fatigue you. Mechanically, that means it does dex and constitution damage.
Part of my healer's quote is I can treat disease with that. Can I use that check to do a treat disease?
We'll make that a separate roll. And I will say the DC is whatever the save was.
It actually, it says it's the DC of the save for the disease.
What's your bonuses to it?
My heal?
Yeah.
11.
Is it? Is
I
it?
rolled a 17.
Yeah, you're fine. If it was a 2, you'd be fine.
Oh,
Oh.
go on to the next person.
Wonderful.
Me.
He is full.
Damn, you had a monologue.
Got him. Well, weapon I use.
You do?
It's my shield.
I thought you said your head.
I start the whacking.
You make whack. Now remember, you're taking a -4 to this because of the conditions which you
Nope.
find yourself. You are not taking. No. That negates the difficult terrain, but the fact that he is he's in under the squeeze
Oh, okay.
condition. Yeah. So he's still taking the negative.
No.
With that, I still rolled a 21.
Yeah. However, damage from the area is not affected. So whatever you roll is the damage. If they have DR, that will affect it, but being in a close space isn't going to affect your damage. You're on your end.
Shane's
I
I have 10
will-
numbers in everyone's list. Last session. I have 10 numbers.
4 points of damage.
And that is what you roll on the dice plus your strength modifier.
Yes.
Okay. No other points.
No other points.
At least he
No. You see Damon, like, as the rats are swarming him, he just kind of... And he takes his shield off of his arm and he goes... He just starts smashing into the swarm like an elephant with Yosemite Sam, just like slamming down on the ground, and you hear the rats screaming out as they're desperately trying to flee away from the freaked out paladin. Top of the round, Perry.
I use ghost sound to create the sound of roaring fire. I'm gonna start it in my square as it like sounds like it's roaring.
Roll me a bluff check.
Oh, that's nothing. Yeah. It wasn't me. It's a 19.
So, chanting and toning, you all hear a very convincing roar of a rushing fire begin to flood through the tunnel its entirety. What else would you like?
I moved 5 more feet toward the ring.
Damn it.
Manzarek.
My stab.
You may stab.
Do it.
Don't roll a 1.
Do it.
I didn't roll a 1, but it's not going to hit.
Hit the neg 4.
6.
Altogether?
Yeah.
That does not affect. So, as the rats begin to swarm, mostly Damon, you start swinging into them, and they're just kind of scattering, and you can find no real purchase. Do you take any of the action? Rats! They are going to shift down because they're desperately trying to get away from this fire.
18, I'm food too. I'm bleeding them. Come, my children. I will take you to safety.
This is coming at Riado. 6 points of damage for the Raptor. This is coming at Manzarek. 3 points of damage for Manzarek. This is coming at the Paladin. 3 points of damage for Paladin. I'll need 2 fortitude saves each.
For reference, treat disease like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just gives me a plus 4. No true save against the disease.
18 to 29 respectively.
Respectively to those things.
So the first one is an 8. Do I need to continue rolling?
Yes.
Okay. So the second one is a 22, and then 4. It's an 18.
Excellent. So you rolled the... Yeah, okay. You are nauseated. As the rats begin to swarm you, and you feel a very strong sense of... creatures with a nauseated condition experience stomach distress. Nauseated creatures are unable to attack, cast spells, concentrate on spells, or do anything else that requires attention. The only action such a character can take is a single move action per turn. Rats. Ragnar.
I back up.
Nope. Do you take any actions?
Would I know when I come into the port save for Gold Fever?
It's an onset of 3 days, and so every day you get a new save.
I would have a plus.
But it's on the 3rd day that it affects you.
Correct.
Yeah. That funky fever. I got the fever. The funky fever.
Rat scratch fever.
I don't like that. Barely like that.
That's good. There's a song called Cat Scratch Fever.
It's even funnier when you explain it.
Unlike everyone else here, we paid attention.
Hey, David. Do you still look bad?
Like everyone else here. Who else is here besides us? Unless everybody else. That's you.
That guy.
Pay attention.
That's the neat part.
Both of you.
All 2 of our viewers, pay attention.
But I am.
Anywho,
Whose turn is it? Isaac.
Pay attention, Eli.
Sorry, I'm just having fun with my friends here. I don't know what we're rolling for.
No, there's a golf ball.
you're about to have. I'm going to approach my paladin-looking friend. 5 feet. And smack him in the butt.
Ow.
With his hands?
I'm healing you.
Yeah, but they're head to head.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Dave, I got you.
Feel so comforted.
Thank you, Isaac.
didn't have to.
But I beg to differ. Broken.
If any of you get the joke, it's on you. How much heals did you do?
It's
Oh, man.
You good there, bud?
Yeah, we're good.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
How much did you heal the paladin for? Move on!
Woo, I'm so happy.
That's why. That's the real question. Did you tell him how much you heard? Oh, okay. Do you take any other actions?
Are we?
Damon.
I turn.
Go on.
I can't turn.
That's what I was thinking.
Right? I mean, you're in the. They're on you.
Can I? Oh, they're on me. Okay.
Yeah, you're in the swarm.
I'm still attacking.
Okay, attack.
$22.
The 22, you will strike your opponent.
Oh.
Stop it.
Yep.
Lost control.
Did you ever have?
4 more points down.
That's a real question.
It retreats back into the wall, slowly to approaching it.
So, your paladin, with tears of frustration on his face, is swinging his shield into the walls and ceiling. You see he is covered in rat corpses, just on a pile of them, as he's just like, and they're long dead, but like he's in the throes of, nah, this is not
I'm
okay.
not okay with this.
But the rats disperse, and you are all out of combat.
Okay, we please get out of here.
I'm in the back last.
Such a pronounced bleed.
Excuse me.
You good there, bud?
I'm gonna breathe.
You all make your way down, turning right, south, right. Take you south right, south by south right. As you head down this tunnel, it soon opens up into a natural cavern, a small rock-encrusted pocket, and you see in this area, it seems whatever had made this tunnel had found this small cavern. This cavern doesn't really connect to anywhere. Something tunneled into it. And you see in this natural cavern, it is mostly empty. There is maybe like a 3-foot drop from where you are, so you would kind of come out and step into this room. But again, completely void of light. It's just a small rock pocket in the earth. Something had made a hole into the wall of this small cavern. And you see piles of dirt, as if when it was tunneling, all the displaced dirt it carried into this cavern to get it out of its way and move it. The cavern holds little more than that, it seems. And as you step into it, there is kind of that echo, but it is like quickly muted. So when you speak, it reverberates off the rock only to be just drowned out into anything beyond this chamber.
You do not get out in front of the hole and push you out of the way. And pushing him into you, and then getting.
I'll take a look around and perceive.
You may.
It's gonna be perceive. What is the thing? That would be a 20.
With a 20, as you look over the room, kind of examining everything, you look down and the ground beneath you, as previously stated, is stone. But you see there are fissures that have formed on the bottom of this open chamber. These fissures look as if the ground is beginning to sink and is beginning to crack.
Is it a trap?
Not a trap, but like as if it's forming a natural sink. That anything heavier than a small creature would cause it to collapse.
Is it like if there's a path if you go along the wall? That's safe?
Yes, there is. Mechanically speaking, by the way, this chamber is about 15 by 15. However, the ceiling above is only about 4 feet high. So medium creatures can now stand in this area and move at half speed, but you're still taking the neg 4s to this area because you are hunched over. Small creatures take no negatives in this area. There is a small walkway to be able to go around this, but mechanically speaking, it's the 5-foot squares that circle the area, and it's only the 10 by 10 area in the center where you see the fish.
Are there other pathways leading out?
No.
That's just that.
Yes. It's a natural pocket in the earth, and it seems whatever creature had dug these tunnels used this natural pocket to displace the earth. That's why.
Gotcha. Makes more sense now. Let me do one quick walk around this room, but it might be a dead end. And I just
The group stares at you in muted silence.
I'm the only one looking at your eyes. Everyone else is just like looking at something.
What's it doing?
So I'll step in and do a little bit more detailed perception, looking through the pile of dirt and stuff. Make sure there's nothing. Maybe spend a minute.
Roll.
That was a cool roll. It was.
What do you say?
But
Put a shield in. Put a shield in.
do it.
So you carefully walk the edge of this, looking around, and in a moment, you're just kind of out of frustration that there's nothing more to this. Kind of look around. You look at Dr. Tone, and you step into the center of the room, and you're like, there is nothing here! As the ground begins to crack, and I would like a reflex save.
I like you should roll. Little reflex.
Yes.
20.
With a 20,
You were saying?
That's a much higher reflex than I.
He rolled single digits.
the ground beneath you begins to cave. As you leap out, as Dr. Tone grabs you by the wrist, you swing down as he pulls you up. You pull him kind of into the mouth of the tunnel in which you're still kind of like laying down. As the ground caves in, two things happen. First, light shones up from the hole that had been created. Not any what feels like a natural light, but a magically induced light. That same odd blue glow that like ever-burning torches give off as it emits out through this hole. The second thing you hear is the splashing of water as the rocks collapse down into this area, and you hear this loud splash, 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 splash.
I look over to into
What's going on?
He would have to move out of the way, but yeah, you could.
Next time.
Moving over onto the edge, you look down into this area. As you do so, it is a very small, like just the 10-foot hole that you see. It sinks down maybe 4 feet before it opens up below you. So you don't have a great vantage point to be able to see anything into this room, but you do see a canal running beneath you. You see that there's stone walkways on either side of this canal, and what seems to be a bridge reaching out from one side to the other. In the water where the rocks had fallen, you do see there are scattered bones. But aside from that, it's hard to tell anything else besides that. You do smell that kind of putrid stench of sewage reek up into it. I would also like to emphasize, you had crawled for some time. This isn't like just under where you were. You had for a long way before any of this began to happen.
So can we try to go down there? Or do we go back up the path? I'm thinking.
You want to go fishing?
Alright, man, Eric.
That always works in the past.
Pig fishing instead of frog fishing?
Yeah, man. Great callback.
Kind of.
You have a rope?
Always. It could be different from me.
So, holding out my hand.
And it's gonna be so much.
I would hand one end to Damon behind me and say, hold this. Like, purposely putting it in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Wrap it.
you want me to tie the knot or do you want to tie it?
You both have
We're
to say
gonna
it.
time. I'm just gonna slide down it.
I'd rather, I'd rather my bait be attached to the line instead of my bait being able to be sent from
I'll let you tie it.
Damn it!
Roll me a perception check.
Solid.
10?
Great. He ties a knot around you.
Cool.
A knot. It is a knot.
What is
I feel like it's also a band if you wanted to know, but you know.
Faith and confidence. Acrobatics went down.
Dun, 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 dun. I assume you begin to
Slowly letting go.
it's not slack, and you just kind of like anchor.
Did the rest of us know what's going on?
I'm not.
That's up to you guys. You
I'm
guys
not
roll
being
play.
quiet. You would have heard me say you want to go frog fishing, but with a kid.
I'm just gonna do it. You can ask what's going.
What's going on? You asked. It's more than it. To be stated.
That's what I take this for.
And I pray. And I pray. Oh my God, do I pray? I pray every single day.
When were you stop the time? That's fine.
That is exactly 30 seconds of time. We're going.
That's what I said earlier.
We're going kid fishing in the sewers.
Yummy.
I said, really, this is gonna work out great.
Oh, I do.
Dun, 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 dun.
I would almost stop the rope when he's like 5 feet above the ceiling.
So the ceiling of this tunnel is only 10 feet from the floor beneath it. You hang above what looks to be an overflow of some kind. It is that same putrid smell of sewage, but now that you are 5 feet dangling above the depth, you smell the salt water that is mixed therein. So you know this is also a storm drain. There are two massive drains to either side of this canal that stretches out 25 feet. The canal is connected by a bridge with two walkways to either side. These walkways are hewn stone, but only barely. There's no like rock walls or paved walk areas really, but it is cleared out for people to be able to move back and forth, if only for like a maintenance access, as if they built this area with no real intent to ever come back to it. And the makeshift rickety bridge that connects it is kind of a testament to that, as if nobody that built this area built that bridge. That bridge was constructed by someone or something else. As you lower down into the room, you notice that you are not the only thing there. The same ambient blue light of the magically lit torches line the areas of the canal, giving everything light, where you take no negatives. At the head of a bridge, you see a skeletal figure standing there, completely void of any flesh that would denote that it had been there recently. Its bones aged, and any flesh had long since either rotted away or had been eaten away. It stands there in a heavy, rotted, and tattered cloak as it fumbles with a holy symbol in its clawed, bony fingers. You hear the tinking of the bone against the metal as it shifts, and its attention looks at you. You feel like if it had eyes, they would match with yours. You hear a voice emanate from the empty rib cage up through the fleshless jaw as it addresses you.
Visitor, it's been so long.
It tilts its head. It says,
What an interesting way you found into sing.
Yes. And who is it that I am addressing?
My name is Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
And how long has it been?
His eyes shift to the side.
Bitch sunk my armada some years ago. I don't know how long.
He looks around the cavern.
I can look without the use of sun and moon. Me, what year is it?
I know that year it is.
You do. And with a little figuring, I can tell you precisely what year it is.
It is that year.
But it is that year. Recorded. When giving him the year, he looks down, realizing that he's been here for some time, right?
Hundreds. Yes, hundreds of years, it seems.
And are you referring to Tremora?
Yes. Yes. She stood on the shoreline with witches reaching up to the heavens with handless wrists, summoning the very skies to open up and bash our armadas against the stones of the islands. Here, me and my kin have rested for this time. And tell me, what business do you enjoy?
He looks up at the rope, ascending into the ceiling.
What else? Companions.
We are on just a simple retrieval mission. As I start to kind of sway, build momentum slowly, requiring.
He waves his hand as you begin to do that. You see from the water a skeletal hand reach up as if soundlessly he commanded it. The skeletal figure pulls itself up onto the bridge. As it does so, it's very little of what you would consider cloth or armor remains on its bony visage, but something you notice, it is without a skull, completely void from the vertebrae that make up its neck, but nothing there. It reaches out, grabbing you, not aggressively, but as if it's guiding you to the bridge.
I won't let the rope down unless he gives me an obvious sign to.
It would only hold you over the bridge. It wouldn't pull or claw at you.
We'll get onto the bridge.
You want to do the knot?
Yes.
It's not hard.
That was barely.
You're just kind of like, oh. As it easily grabs you and it stands you on the bridge next to it.
I see him on the bridge.
You just suddenly fill up.
You hear that voice emitting, but yes, you can see that.
What's going
Anyway.
But he does ask.
Harry's made friends.
So tell me, young one, again, what brings you here, specifically?
Specifically, the Merwin Bavarians.
He doesn't seem to recognize
see.
Roll me perception.
Hear it. Fine, or do I?
I would say you can hear it.
15.
You can hear it.
Sleep
Make
up.
it out. You can hear it.
Roll 15 on this.
You can hear it.
Happen to be seeing a rat boat come through here.
His head tilts as if regarding the sound, right?
How's the
Yes. The sewers have become more and more. But recently, the rat folk that came through here was unaffected by us. Any magics I cast seemed to glean off of them without any real effect.
Are you trying to harm him?
Once,
But why?
he was trespassing.
Suddenly you get a real bad.
Trespassing in which way?
These.
He looks about, right?
Oh, I've made my own. Waiting for the gods to give me further orders on what we need to do. I've waited here for some time, it seems. And anyone we find must be from the kingdom above, or enemies to our gods.
That does make sense.
Our gods.
We are personally not from never seen travel adventurers. Now, what is stopping you from taking your full assault to the surface? You said you're waiting on something?
Do it.
We are waiting for orders. I was the clerk on my ship. And these, my clergymen,
As suddenly,
What?
Something
Oh,
You got blue white ones up next?
Stop that.
Keep
Oh,
going.
why? Just ask all these skeletons over that.
What's going on? What's going on?
as he says, and these are my clergymen, you see several headless skeletons begin to rise up out of the ink. You see the only two that have heads, besides him, are the two that flank him. They stand up and they do have armor. They are wielding bows of some solid quality to them, as they stand erect and in full posture, same as him. He's not hunched or arched. He presents himself as if he is human, as if he is a living mortal creature, just without the important bits. The two to either side of him stand like guards, archers ready to fire. The ones that rise up from the muck, however, completely void of heads. Every single one of them, with the exception of this one, who has only a jawbone attached to his throat. As he raises up, this is what
I hate it.
you want us to wait?
No, go
You
ahead.
sure?
okay.
Ew.
I want to do a recall check, wisdom check, perhaps.
You may.
To do the name of the armada that was attacking. So the time you said that they were attacking, this company of people were attacking.
It would be
you.
Lord Venterum's armada. That was the king that had kidnapped Dramora, removing her hands. And it's with two R's and E.
You're waiting orders from Lord Venterum.
Yes.
What if he sent us down here to give them in a roundabout way?
Is that so?
Do you feel like the stars are aligned for you to complete the mission? Nat 20.
Let's go!
Freaking go!
That's not gonna. That's well. That's the easiest experience we're gonna get all night.
See, those are
Travel to the circus and that's yours.
He looks at the clergy therein. Yeah. He says,
well. Are you to lead us then?
Oh, I am but the messenger.
I see.
You are to lead.
And we will do so.
yet.
I'm not killing anybody.
Yeah, keep talking fast enough to convince yourself.
You know, in most U.S. courts, if you tell someone to murder another person, you're also convicted of murder.
Good thing we're not in the U.S.
This is Fantasy Island 101, buddy.
Technically, it's not murder. He's just giving orders to the enemy
No, that's
in a war that hasn't ended yet.
I feel like if
We
the
can't
work's
do
done,
it.
He says, then we shall ask. She who guards these tunnels.
He raises up a holy symbol of Abadar. As he does so, you see it glow and pulse, but with a negative energy. So you know the Abadar is not behind that at all. That's just a mockery of what once was. As it does so, the the skeletal figures all shift in place. They turn towards the cleric that stands before you, and they begin to make their way towards him as he begins to walk out of this chamber, leading them with him.
that black skeletal cleric is a pretty high level cleric. Because it's based on the amount of hit that you
As they begin to follow him, you see the skeleton that has the jawbone. You hear a voice begin to emanate from it as he passes you. You don't see it move or chatter, and as a matter of fact, it gives off a voice that you have heard once before. You hear this, roll me a perception check.
17.
With a 17, you hear this conversation. As they begin to wade out of the sewers, the fact that they're undead, they're not super fast. The fact that they're walking through sewage means they're even slower. So they're moving maybe 10 feet every 6 seconds. And so you have plenty of time to hear the sound that's emitting from the jawbone being worn by this one specific skeleton. As it begins to walk, you hear,
No business with you. Let me pass.
that is Darum's voice. It sounds distressed, almost like, not a panic, but like something's very, very wrong.
It's not a rat.
Correct. Oh yeah. But it's emitting Darum's voice. As it says that, you hear another voice that you're very familiar with.
Don't care. We need to kill it.
You hear the electric blue kobold's voice, Thrim, echo out from the jawbone. No. We need to let this one go. Besides, we have a date with the Luskins. We need to leave now. That very suave gentleman says.
But he's there. It is magic.
It's the jawbone is what's creating this sound.
Correct. As if it has recorded a conversation previously had nearby.
And it's physically attached to the skeleton.
Drax them Sklansk.
What?
Oh, I hate that.
I'm watching all of this and just going like, you don't know.
Can you?
You see a rogue, you see a wizard, what's going on?
Let me see. Mage handed off his face. It can't.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's more than 5 pounds.
There are some archetypes.
Before you leave, may I have that jawbone?
It stops. It turns in the entire now military form.
You want the cold one or the?
It doesn't. Surprise. The now military form doing that skeletal voice kind of. The new militarily formed group all like kind of stops and they headlessly shift to face you. He says, "I'm sorry."
Just as a reward for sending the message to move forward with your mission. That jawbone.
He looks at that skeleton. The skeleton shifts and just with the jawbone looks back at him. He says, "You want to kill one of my men?"
Would that kill him?
Of course.
Oh,
If I were to remove your jawbone, would it not kill you?
the rest of them don't have one.
It doesn't seem like he understands what you mean.
Okay. Never mind. You continue on.
He shifts and begins to walk
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
as the group leaves.
It's cool and useful and handy.
Hard partner on what that might be for spellcraft.
I would say he passed underneath you in seeing it. You can't do that.
Which one?
It would be spell.
No, fail.
17. I rolled a 10.
It's 15 plus the capture level of the spell.
Or spell level.
Yeah.
Yes. Jeez.
You do know what it is. This is called a Jabberjaw. Jabberjaw is a necromantic item that when a command word is used on it, or just the will for it to do, can, for 1 solid minute, record all sounds within the area.
Would I know that can be set up more of like a I sort of, if something enters the area, it starts to record it.
No. You have to command it to do so.
Would I also know that it can only hold up 1 minute at a time?
Correct. So it has previously recorded that conversation. The fact that it had recorded that conversation without any sentient creature commanding it to probably means the skeleton became active, and in doing so, the necromantic pulse started the jawbone, accidentally recorded the conversation, and then it had went dormant once more.
That sounds like a block.
What sounds like a block?
A fancy job.
No, that was the gentleman that looked down at you and said, "Do I know you?" That you had stabbed and nothing.
Like the very beginning of the.
That was with Thrim, that dimension door.
Yes.
So,
I think it's safe now.
do you want to come up or do we come in? Also, that conversation you heard, looking at you, was the last conversation that man recorded. I have no idea who any of those characters are, so I don't know why it really cares to me or matters to me. What?
The voice that was my friend.
Okay. So how does this get us closer to finding the food?
It doesn't, but it gets me closer now.
Do we care about the food?
Yes.
Is there food up here or down?
The grave is in my hands.
Are you still getting from the road?
No, it untied the knot.
Okay.
We should probably pull you back up because I think we're just screaming this conversation.
Well, I mean, he's only 10 feet from me, right?
Yes.
So he's looking up at the hole, I'm looking down at the hole, and I'll like transfer any.
Mechanically, he's 10 feet from you. In like physically, in like real life, he'd be a little.
So we could go, if we heard voices recorded down here of people you know, and of that like blue thing.
We also know that out is that way, and I sort of lean my head out and point towards where they all went.
Yeah, they aren't giving us the egress.
So
We go the other way.
Down there.
Great. I start to push Tone out of the hole.
Reflex save.
Can I willingly like flip and just like wing fall down?
I immediately get off the bridge. As to not cause it to break.
Spoosh.
I float onto the bridge.
Other side.
Now, is there any pathway around the hole?
That's correct from that flip.
Okay. So coming out of into that chamber, land on the solid ground.
You land in sewage.
That was the whole point
Okay.
where Delaney was dangling above it. It's like over here in the pea water.
So I thought he stood on ground, or down into a chamber.
Yeah, the chamber leads straight to water.
Yeah, this is what's underneath. This is the
But the
hole
hole
is
is
here.
Right.
Yeah, that leads to this.
So is there any land around the hole
Mhm.
up there? Okay, that's where I come out of the passageway onto it.
Okay.
I still got the rope wrapped around my hand so I can pull them up just in case.
Got you.
Hold me up,
Or whoever.
There's nobody on the other end of it.
Okay.
you push me through the hole.
Yes.
Just noting that for later whenever he pushes you into a hole.
Okay.
I mean, really,
I
when you
stand
get
up, and I stand up and I go,
Why would I be holding onto the rope if I just fell down the hole?
I didn't say you were.
So you just pushed me through the hole, and I'm gonna let everyone call me.
No wings.
You do have wings.
I'm sure. It's the thought that counts.
And I thought you could make it.
And I thought you just pushed me through a hole into soon.
No, there's a path around there.
I'm behind him.
We're having this entire conversation. through
He's out of the way.
Get out of the way.
Yeah.
You're still holding the rope?
Yes.
I'm going to tie the rope. That one. I'm going to tie the rope around Rayana. And then I'm going to push it.
So you take the end that Damon has, tie it around Rayado, and then push him, and Rayado and the rope just into the water.
I don't feel like it'd be that dumb. I just feel like it'd be a bad knot.
With your nat 1?
Yeah, there's some.
Yeah, it would be a crappy knot.
He fell through a hole with a perception check. You didn't defend him.
Admittedly, I thought it was going to hurt me something.
Rayado in the water.
Can I help her out at all?
Yes, you're ready.
No. Ow, 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 ow.
It's like picking up a pissed off cat. You're going to take the damage.
He does that thing where like a bird in a bird bath is like
It goes.
Except
water.
for sewage water. I do stand there and I'll help
Down here.
her.
So, little by little, you all make your way down the hole, and you find yourself in this chamber. You go ahead and take a small break. All right.
The room you need to make.
I'm sorry? No. But we will be back in just a little bit. We're going to take a small break, get some refreshments, and then we will be back. See you.